Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to see the concept of exception handling in object-oriented programming. Exceptions are abnormal conditions or events that occur during the execution of a program, disrupting the normal flow of execution. These can be caused by various factors, such as invalid inputs, resource unavailability, or logical errors. Exceptions provide a mechanism for identifying and handling these exceptional situations in a controlled manner, rather than abruptly terminating the program. Exception handling involves the use of classes and methods specifically designed to catch, handle, and manage exceptions. The basic idea is to encapsulate code that might potentially throw an exception within a try-catch block. This way, if an exception occurs within the try block, the catch block is executed, allowing developers to handle the exception appropriately. Let's take a look at the key components of exception handling. First one is try block. The try block is used to enclose the code that might throw an exception. It defines the scope within which exceptions are monitored and handled. If an exception occurs within the try block, the remaining code within the block is skipped, and the corresponding catch block is executed. Next is catch block. The catch block follows the try block and is responsible for catching and handling specific exceptions. It specifies the type of exception it can handle and contains the code that will be executed when that particular exception occurs. Multiple catch blocks can be chained together to handle different types of exceptions. There is also finally block. The finally block is optional and is used to define code that should be executed regardless of whether an exception occurred or not. It is typically used to release resources or perform cleanup operations that must always be executed, such as closing database connections or releasing file handles. Let's look at some examples. First one is basic exception handling. In this example, we attempt to divide num1 by num2. Since num2 is set to 0, it will trigger an exception. We throw a C-style string division by 0 error using the throw keyword. The catch block then catches the exception and displays the error message. Next example is handling multiple exceptions. In this example, we define a function process data that takes an integer value. Depending on the value, it may throw different exceptions. We catch the exceptions in separate catch blocks based on their types. Last one is custom exception class. In this example, we create a custom exception class myException that inherits from the exception base class. We override the what function to provide a custom error message. We then throw an instance of myException and catch it specifically in the first catch block. If it is not caught, it falls back to the second catch block, which catches any other exceptions derived from exception. Exception handling is a vital aspect of object-oriented programming, enabling developers to anticipate and manage abnormal conditions in their applications. By using try-catch blocks, developers can handle exceptions effectively, ensuring that their programs continue to run smoothly even in the face of errors. By following best practices for exception handling, such as catching specific exceptions, using multiple catch blocks, and performing necessary cleanup operations, developers can create more robust and reliable software. That's about exception handling. If you don't understand something, write down in comments. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel.